Oh wow, Robert Kennedy Jr. on the Hardboxing podcast with Mike Tyson. I wonder if that means that Mike Tyson is not an industry puppet. Then again, he has guys like Jim Gray on. I wanted to watch the Covington Woodley press conference yesterday. I was disappointed to see only the undercut. There's a little bit of censoring going on. Why isn't there any promotion? I guess the COVID times and shit, they will derail stuff like that, and the company is only interested in getting that shit moving. You know what I mean? Not necessarily promoting. Everybody's tuning in. You know, ain't got nothing better to do. So UFC. So there is a press conference, I guess, for the Woodley and Covington fight, but the UFC has not posted it on page. Shit isn't happening. It seems like to me. Not showing it. Can't find it. The Mag Life. So I don't know. They have something. Like this is an awful promotion. UFC is still very 90s beginning of the sport, you know, Don Fry versus Coleman. It has that vibe still, you know? When Dana White doesn't get enough translators for the fighters he's trying to promote. That seems so oh my god. Like the little things that they never work well in the UFC. The mics are always like not working and shit. It's such a shit show. You know what I mean? But they have the product they deliver on the regular. They have all these slaves, man, all this livestock. So they can't throw it at us and we will buy, you know what I mean? But the real man, it's not like, and I'm not comparing shit to boxing, and this shit is as cheesy sometimes, but like fucking UFC, bro. There's still like no holds barred, you know what I mean? Still that stage, I feel like the money's coming in, but still, man, no mics, no translators, you know what I mean? Like it's always on last second. That's the way they do their show, you know? Before COVID. So yeah, I don't know, man, what's going on. I guess we only can watch highlights of this Woodley thing. I don't get it, man. Maybe they had them come after the
Thanks for taking the time to come out today. This weekend's going to be awesome.
I've watched that already.
E continuar treinando um ano inteiro, entendeu? Na mesma academia, no mesmo time. Se o Covid deixar a gente fazer planos, né? Não é o suficiente deixar a gente fazer planos, né?
Eu ia te perguntar justamente sobre isso. Você já treinou na Rússia, Tailândia, Brasil, Irlanda, Canadá. Você sentia falta de ter uma base,
This is
sentar no
actually a good
mesmo lugar,
example.
poder treinar muito?
Que se
Se eu chegar a ser só um... Ain't nobody gonna tell us what they said?
Exactly. It's not a laughing matter either, you know what I mean? These like Dana White, man, I don't know, man. It's a carnival. He's a carny doctor. You know what I mean? Fuck.
a gente se virou amigo depois disso. Né?
Ain't nobody gonna tell us what they said?
That was his opponent saying that.
We weren't ready for that.
Yeah, you're never ready, and it's not funny.
You want to translate? Give us the cliff
Yeah,
notes. Give us the cliff notes on that 15-minute conversation.
Subtitles with the bouncing ball or something.
Yeah.
So it's a comedy. It's funny. You know, it's his fault because they talk too long. What?
He asked about why I'm changing so much camping training and what he think is if I'm improved enough on this last camp. Then I said, yes, I train in amazing gyms, we have amazing coaches before, but I want to stop in somewhere to be consistently, you know, training hard.
So we're really dependent on a guy learning English, you know what I mean? And he's doing a great job, but he's the translator now. goes back all the way. Nick Diaz, GSP. George St. Pierre is so smart, so professional. He has to answer the questions from the French media and translate it to Dana, because Dana can do his job.
All year in one team, because if you keep jumping around, the coach is gonna start know me, but the next month I'm gonna go to another gym. So when he know me, I have to keep there to keep improve myself. So I want to stop somewhere and be more consistent. Then I'm gonna improve myself. Then I'm gonna get better.
But like Brazilians, bro, they're great with languages, man. If they want to, I guess. And I don't know. I had a Brazilian girlfriend, and she like spent 5 years or 6 years in Germany, and she basically spoke like without an accent. And this dude, man, how long has he been around? You know what I mean?
Thank you. We good, guys?
Yeah, thank you. That's right. Maybe a bonus or something? Friendly with the media, you know what I mean? All palsy-walsy. And then also, like, he's the promoter that uses the word fuck and shit. He curses. That makes him a rebel or something. This is something else. We can ask him questions that might get us banned. Rebel promoter. Tyron Woodley, man. This guy. Oh my god. He's something else, man. He wants to be a rapper. He wants everything. Like in his late 30s. G'd out.
6 days.
Just bullshit.
Here is
94% finish rate. He has 100% finish rate. The reason we made this fight is because it's a good fight. This is a real fight. And if this kid does get by his next two opponents, you know what I mean? It is this. Gerald isn't a layup, a stepping stone, let's just overlook this guy to get to Damian Maia. There's none of that. We put on this is a real fight with a real guy. So, I get how people would think that, but it's not true. It's total bullshit. Total media bullshit.
Isn't he silly? Huh? What, fake news? And proud of himself too.
For you, this is a fun fight. At this stage of your
Well, you've articulated why
This guy
fight is
too.
for you, and I think that's a cool way to go into a fight. I did want to ask, this is
Like
the
they
first time.
always, I don't know, man. Thunder Cerrone. He's fucked, bro. The fans, the media, all in his head, man. Way worse than his opponents.
Seems like a good
Talk
kid.
about a guy with stage fright, man. A vet with stage fright. Yeehaw.
Like him, and he's excited to be here, and we're excited to
Aren't
have
you
him.
sick of him talking also about like I'm gonna have a beer after the fight with the guy and all that shit? And even when he's trying to not like get his demons get to him, he'll talk about shit like, this time it's not about the pressure, this time it's not about having a kid and fighting for the kids and everything. This time it's just about having fun. What? This again? Fun? I'm fighting for fun. It doesn't bother me. I'm fighting for fun. I just want to fight. Like, I'm a fighter. All right.
This for a long time in your life. You expected the bright lights, Sin City. Do you think about that at all going into these next?
Ain't nobody gonna tell us what they said.
Johnny Walker. Be friends, huh? What about this guy? Look at Cerrone smiling and being happy. Look. Actually, look at him. Oh, shut up. It's not necessary, guy. Ugh. Okay, they're gonna have separate shit. Woodley and Colby. Covington. No, don't do it. Oh my god. What is that? The anti-MAGA hat? The hell is going on?
Just excited that Black Lives Matter.
He's just excited. And he has that weight drained voice too.
I'm just really excited that Black Lives Matter.
Oh, he's trying to be a meme. Oh my god. Oh god. I'm just here because I don't want to get fined, right? That type of shit. It's silly, man. It's silly. It's silly.
Like, victory here just really shows how much Black Lives
Matter. Right. Russell Westbrook and shit, right? Yeah, executing. Oh.
Just said Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Tyron, is obviously the political movement of Black Lives Matter has taken a lot of momentum over the past months and even the year. Do you think this fight amplifies to you the need to express your support for that cause?
I just think that Black Lives Matter.
You tell us when.
And how retarded is that? Like, does he have a message? Being redundant doesn't help anything. What's your message? What's your point, bro? Probably doesn't have one, right? Who's giving you your points? Who has recruited you? Then again, he was the guy, right? Talked about Ferguson. He's from Ferguson. Tyron wanted to be the Martin Luther King, the Malcolm X, and the Ali of the UFC, but now he's just, I don't know. I don't feel like he really showed that level of activism when he was champ, right? Now he's jumping on the bandwagon again. Kind of did it when he had the dispute with Dana. Probably money related, right? Probably financial. Now he's on a skid and he goes back. Actually, he did that shit right after the Burns fight, man. I was talking all types of weird shit, and he was talking about the movement and stuff like that. You know what I mean? How that loss maybe set him, and he wants to fight now, and there's other things in the world going on, and he was kind of trying to distract from his loss, right? By bringing up a bunch of other shit. And now he's going full. Chadwick.
Colby first started talking about you years ago when you were training together. Was surprised, based on your interactions in the gym, that he decided to start campaigning against you in a way that he did?
I wasn't surprised, especially since Black Lives Matter.
Thank you, Tyron.
He probably thinks of this as like some type of sit-in, boycott, protest.
I just hope they realize Black Lives Matter.
Who? Who's they?
Tyron, would you shake Colby Covington's hand if he realized that Black Lives Matter?
Like your style. I definitely realize that Black Lives Matter.
What a retard. Didn't even understand the question, man.
Specifically, from a social standpoint, that
So worried.
I'd like to, obviously, anything in particular that
The fact that Black Lives Matter.
In a sense, also, I kind of like that he's not talking about how his training camp, how he like went to reclusive mode and know, now he's ready more than ever and everything, and gonna put the whooping on Colby, and I don't know. Know what I mean? Because that would be lying. So he's distracting himself, kind of like Cowboy does, you know. Yeah, I got a kid. Yeah, I like beer. Yeah, I like my cowboy hat. Yeah, all not to think about what's coming, you know. Pending doom, people. That shit will do weird things to people, man.
Here you go.
This is the best case scenario. You know?
Yeah, my great suit maker, Luigi Girardi out of Miami, made me this green suit for money because, that's all I'm bringing in for this company these days myself.
That's cheesy
Listen, I think you've been kind of surprisingly
and
respectful
done.
towards Tyron. I mean, obviously a little trash talk, but not the levels we're used to. Curious, is this part of Colby Covington 2.0? Was there something about this matchup that you haven't kind of gone in on as much as you have people in the past?
I wouldn't say it like that. I just would say that I got better things to do. I was planning speeches to hang out with the president and
Ugh.
attend his rally, and I'm doing bigger things these days. So, I'm not really worried about anything Tyron does. The only thing that I'm going to be worried about is if he
Like, I'm not worried about their political affiliations, these dudes, man, but it's so cringe to see fucking Colby in these pictures or videos. Like, see that video with Trump, man? And then like Kobe going for the handshake and Trump, like, I don't know. I think he's actually more worried about the memes of him shaking hands, I guess, in his own particular way. But yeah, like kissing up to fucking Trump, like, I guess makes sense, but at the same time, like, it's all about photo ops, right? It's not like making moves the Oval Office.
tries to rap in that octagon.
This is your first fight as Colby Covington incorporated a new team. Talk about the preparation. I mean, I imagine individualized attention, but also a lot of challenges, right? I mean, you left an accomplished team, accomplished structure, all those things. So, have there been any challenges in this new setup that you have, or have you found it pleasant?
I found it very pleasant. It's been, very just free. I don't have people that go to a manager and complain to him, and be like, oh, you need to kick this guy out. He said some mean things. This professional cage fighter who gets locked in a cage in his underwear to take people's brain cells. Oh, but he says mean things. Kick him out of the gym. If you got complaints, direct them to the head of the complaint department, me at Colby Covington Incorporated.
Winning here would certainly be big for you. There'd be clearly two fights on the table that everybody would want to see, right? The rematch with Cameroon, I think everybody would be into that, or the grudge match with Masvidal. So if you would be able to pick one or the other, Dave came to you and said, Colby, we like your style, we like what you're doing. You make the call. Which fight you take first?
That's a tough one to ask because both those guys are going to get it. It doesn't matter in which order it goes. It could be Marty Fake Newsman first or Street Judas Masvidal, but they will both get it unless they're both cowards and tuck their heads between their tails and run off. But, those are the only two fights I'm looking for after I end Tyron Woodley's career on Saturday night on ESPN.
Words.
Hey, Colby. I think most people thought that it was going to be you and Tyron up on stage together. When did you find out that wasn't going to be the case?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I thought I'd be able to get in his head, play some mind games, see him face to face, look that coward in the eyes after we did the press conference. But I just found out yesterday. They called me and they said, hey, you're going to be just a single, and there'll be all the nerds from the media that should be at the Comic-Con and Dungeons and Dragons thing. But yeah, I found that out yesterday.
Dana said it was because they wanted to highlight the undercard. Do you think that's the truth? Or do you think maybe Tyron asked not to engage with you?
In your face.
Yeah, I would think that Tyron asked to not engage with me in person. He's doing his little thing. He's trying to copy what I do. You know, he's wearing some hat that
That's
says
sad. Yeah.
whatever it said, make racists fade again. You know, but the only person that's catching a fade is Tyron Woodley on Saturday night.
Mm.
He's the only one that's racist, and the only race there is in this fight is the race to get him out of the UFC.
When you used to train with him, even before you started being such an avid Trump supporter,
Like they try to equate Trump with racism, right? It's funny, man. And I like when these dudes like don't act like they're supposed to. You know what I mean? I like that.
you were targeting him years ago, saying that you've been training with him, you could beat him. What did you see in training that made you so confident that you could beat him in a fight?
I just saw that Tyron Woodley was a tin man and he had no heart. And so I knew right away that, you know, if we ever crossed paths, it was going to be an easy night's work for me. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday night. It's going to be, you know, easy money. And I'm going to expose him and take him to the deep end of the pool, and he's going to drown.
Come on now. He's been exposed.
I saw a quote from your coach earlier this week saying that you've just found out that you're not a southpaw. Is that true?
No, it's definitely not true. I didn't just find out I'm a southpaw. You know, I've been fighting southpaw my whole career, and you know, boxing southpaw for 15 plus years. So, you know, I just choose to put my right leg in the front because that's the way I wrestled, and I feel comfortable with my footwork. And I developed a strong left hand, and I have power in both my hands. So, you know, just like Uncle JLP says, you know, why wouldn't you put your strong hand in the front? Because boxing says that the most effective thing is your jab. So, you know, I feel very comfortable from southpaw, but I can fight from both positions now. So we'll have to see. I'm chaos. I'm unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen Saturday night.
I know Tyron is sort of
Like the dude has gotten better with his range, man. When you hear him talk, man, it makes sense actually, you know? He's so reliant on that strong hand.
minimalized the impact and the stuff behind it. But what did you think when you saw Jorge Masvidal going to train with him?
I thought that was a great game plan for Tyron Woodley to bring a guy who I used to beat up every day, and so he could learn how to lose to me. You know, the only thing they were game planning was how they're going to pay their alimony payments.
Damn.
Thanks so much.
And he talked about some shit about like having issues, financial or spending too much, family issues. Tyron Woodley, man, he went like, I don't know, like a midlife crisis or some shit, you know what I mean? Became a rapper. I've seen an interview on MMA Roasted where he was, at the time he was, I believe, preparing for Leon Edwards. And the fight had been cancelled and he was kind of talking there. And you can tell like the dude is all over the place, man. Woodley, you know? He trains to lose to me. It's not bad, man. It's not a bad diss.
Just saw you taking a photo with that experience.
Man, that was amazing. Getting to see President Trump again. You know, I've seen him multiple times now, and you know, I know 1% of the people ever get to see him ever in their lifetime, and the fact that I've got to see him multiple times is inspiring, humbling, and it was an honor. And you know, I feel like I got some dragon energy from him, and it doesn't matter if they put Hulk in the cage or Superman this weekend, no one's going to beat me.
Dragon energy.
The other side of you, Ali, I've dealt with you a couple run-ins in the past. Has anything said between you there?
He knows better than to say something to me. He knows what would happen. Last time he tried to swing on me in the Palms Buffet line, but you know, I'm a professional. I'm in front of the President of the United States, the President of the UFC, Dana White. You know, I conduct my business like a real American. You know, I'm a hard blue collar American. You know, I'm not a criminal like Ali Abdullah Sleaze, that FBI informant.
Colby, Media Nerd 101 right here. Now, I want to ask you this. Where does this fight rank with all the hype behind it? I know you just fought for the title. Where does this fight rank in your legacy?
You know, it ranks up there high. It's a great fight. You know, it's real animosity. It's two guys that want to take each other's heads off, and you know, you got red versus blue. You got me, capitalism versus him, communism. You got me, MAGA versus him, maggot. So, you know, this is a heated rivalry. Long time in the making, late than never. So, It's up there, but it's not the highest or the best challenge that I've had.
With the pressure of the president watching and meeting him again a few days ago, is this make or break for the Colby Covington career?
Nah, not at all, man. Having the Don's support, is a blessing, and I just feel thankful to be here. I wasn't supposed to be here, man. I'm a kid who grew up in a small town in Oregon that was never supposed to get out. So the fact that I'm hanging out with the president, fighting for multi-six-figure paychecks and seven-figure paychecks is an honor. And you're going to see the best me this weekend and how hungry I am. Before I was playing with you guys thought I was serious before. You're going to see how serious I am this Saturday night.
You were the only one wearing an orange suit. Did he like the orange suit? You didn't get the memo for the dark navy blue like everybody else.
Everybody knows, I don't follow suit with anybody. I'm a leader. I'm not a follower. So I do what I want. He loved the suit. He was giving me compliments about it, and, multiple shout outs during his rallies. So, he loved it. I know he did.
And lastly, when they call you pillow hands, I think Gilbert Burns tweeted that.
The smoke
what's your
going in.
response?
Who?
Gilbert Burns, I think he tweeted something about pillow hands.
Who's that?
Gilbert?
Top contender in the welterweight division.
Never heard of him.
He's fighting Usman for the title.
Never heard of him. They brought some guy off the street to fight Usman for the title? Man, that's bizarre.
Oh, this guy. Look at him. That fake smile. Just showing teeth. He's an animal. No, really, man. The pace is gonna get to Woodley, man. Woodley, he's dependent on explosions and shit. How many of those does he have in him? You know what I mean? 5 round zip. Colby's gonna Nick Diaz this dude. You know what I mean? Fucking Woodley, he doesn't even wrestle, man. He only wrestles against Englishmen. Alright. I'm out. Peace out.